Hello and welcome to the Lyon Show. It's your host, your favorite coach, Robert Lyon. All right, today's going to be a philosophical episode, but this is really important. This is a life-changing conversation I'm about to have with you, and I'm excited to share with you my wisdom for what it's worth, and it's worth quite a bit now. So I really would like to talk about the importance of intelligence or the intelligence advantage, right? I would break down my three greatest habits and greatest skills that I've worked on that have taken me the furthest is number one, mastering my own intelligence, learning how to learn and learning how to take what I learn and take action. Number two, would be my ability to communicate with people, with human beings, with persuasion is really, it's more like not only can I communicate with people, but I'm really good at persuading my point across so that they can see it clearly. And then number three, I think it's just work ethic. Okay. So being able to look at a hard task and find the joy in doing it and then getting it done, and time management. Okay, so those are the big four. But those are the main things that have really made me truly successful, that have actually mattered. And trust me, I've done a lot of shit, right? So if I tell you this is something that worked, you better believe it, because I probably tried 20 other fucking things that sucked and I suffered, and I don't want you to go through that. Okay, but today I just want to talk to you about this really, really cool, it's just like a nugget, all right? It's a piece of wisdom that I want to pass down with you because I love thinking about this. I think about this kind of crap all the time, right? So when I finally have an epiphany, that's what this podcast is for, sharing my ideas. So the importance of intelligence, all right? Or the intelligent advantage is what we're going to title this one. And this all started when I was at absolute rock bottom. I had, just done everything wrong. I had gotten out of the war in Afghanistan, just gotten a DUI, I had just gotten divorced, I had just filed bankruptcy, and I was pretty much on the verge of homelessness. And I just said, okay, I have to make a change, right? That was literally the day that I turned my entire life around, and I committed to reading, right? Somebody told me, or I heard it from somebody, that if you read a book a day, you'll be able to change your life. So I took that to heart, and I literally started reading a book a day. And I remember the books that really changed my life. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the E-Myth. Those two books that I just mentioned really changed the way I thought about a lot of things. The E-Myth, and the 7 Healthy Habits for Highly Effective People, and then also How to Win Friends and Influence Others. So those were like 3 books I remember out of all the books that I ever read. Totally gave me a paradigm shift. Okay, that's the word. Where I literally read a book. I read some crap on a piece of paper, and my entire life and the way that I viewed the world changed. Okay, and I started to realize that if I continue to invest in my intelligence and invest into knowledge, that my paradigm, the way that I see the world, would shift and things would be able to change, and I would be able to have more control over my life. As I told you, I learned I had to come up with this because what I was doing before was not getting me any results, right? It was very, very bad. Life was very fucked up for a little while, essentially. But I figured this out, and I can really paint myself back to that moment, realizing that I'm going to be able to change my life because I'm going to be able to change the way I see the world, and the way that I see the world is going to change, and I'm going to be able to get more of what I want in life, make more money, talk to new people, have more experiences, travel, do whatever I really want with my life. In order for me to get there, though, I have to see the world in a certain way and then behave with the world. So anyways, today I was reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Love it. Great book. Not cool with all like the woke granola people that say they're stoics, but the book itself, amazing. Masterpiece. I'm rereading it. I literally read it and I'm reading it again. But he says, like, intelligence is your own God, okay? It is literally your only relationship with consciousness, okay? Sure, we have this meat sack, we breathe, right? And we can interact with the world, but the only thing that is truly ours is our intelligence, is the experience that's going on inside of our mind at any moment. Everything else outside is there, but it's not us, okay? And even the intelligence and even the noises inside of our mind is not necessarily us. We are actually, whatever's pulling the strings, we are the thing even further behind pulling the strings, and that is our existence. That is our humanity. And that is our experience, and that is our intelligence, right? That is God, okay? You can use your God. I'll use the word God because I don't know anything else. It could be, that is existence, that is consciousness, whatever you identify with. But that is your own God. So when you see other people out in the world, right, they are their own gods. They are their own creators their own intelligence, their own connection to source inside of their perspective and their life and their mind. But this is why intelligence is so important. Okay, because the more that you can truly start to understand and see the world for what it is, the more you're going to be able to control the world and create a better reality and create a better life for yourself. This is really, truly powerful. This is everything in a nutshell wrapped into a cool idea, right? So if you manifest shit, maybe that actually happens, but it's probably because the way you saw the world reflected the way that the world is, okay? That's like a reflection, right? If you clean up the way that you think, if you clean up your environment outside of your life, things will start to be cleaner, things will start to get better. But there is a roller coaster to this game as well. And it all starts because, let's think about this. Things can still happen that are really good for unintelligent people. Totally happens every single day. Dumb people have good things happen to them. Most of the time, though, having the lack of intelligence in the long run will screw you over. Sure, good things happen to dumb people, unintelligent people, people that don't read, people that just are salt of the earth. They're still beautiful people, and they're not dumb. They're just uneducated, right? But for the long run, having intelligence and being able to control your reality because you understand the way that things work in this world and you understand the world that you want to live in and you want to create, it's going to get you further. You can play ignorant, right? You can play dumb and you can not read books and you cannot invest in your intelligence and you cannot try and level up your own mind. But in the long run, that will betray you, because just like good things happen for dumb people, bad things happen for them too. Okay, bad things happen to intelligent people as well. But most of the time, if you're able to learn how to learn, there is no question on earth that you cannot find the answer to. There is no experience on earth that someone has not already experienced and already found an answer and probably written it down in a book that you can go and read. But there is ignorance and bliss. So don't judge other people for their lack of understanding this concept that, hey, if I truly invest in myself and I take my mental state to that next level and I learn from as many people who has had many, many more experiences than I have, you're going to be better off in the long run. Now, the ignorance part is interesting because you're probably a little easier to manifest stuff if you have nothing going on inside your brain, right? So this is the warning of being intelligent. There's going to be a point where first you wake up, right? You wake up, you see the world completely different than you saw the world before. You have that paradigm shift and you say, okay, I need to learn everything I possibly can. And you're going to lose the bliss that is ignorance. You're going to start to see the problems with the world. You're going to truly wake up and see how fucked up everything is. As a sober adult with a working, functional mind amongst the people that are not awake. People are still stuck in that where life happens to them, right? They don't happen to life happens to them. Shit just happens and for no reason and they don't know why. And it's not always about the things that happen, it's how we react to them, okay? So if you educate yourself, the way that you react to certain situations is going to be way more intelligent, way more thought through, way more strategic than someone who has no resources to do things, all right? So anyways, intelligence is your connection to source. It is your manifestation. It is your reality. If you truly want to become truly successful, you must always be learning. You must always be investing in your mind in some way. I talk a lot about how to make a lot of money. The first thing that anyone ever does when you get the money is you need to invest in your mind. Don't flip the bag, flip the books, flip your mind. Get your shit together and learn from somebody who's done a lot of things. Find a great mentor. Invest heavily into yourself. I will promise you, every penny you've ever invested into your intelligence, into your body, into yourself, you will 1000x get back. And it will be your experience of life. That's the biggest thing. This is the key. The people who do not invest in their intelligence will never be able to truly control reality and control their experience to be completely happy, right? That is the goal. When you start, there's this bliss of ignorance. And then you wake up and you start to go up and you have this new high because you have this new energy. But then you start to truly see see the world for what it is, and you start to find everything wrong, and you start to pick it apart, and you start to self-sabotage yourself, okay? But then if you continue the studying, if you continue investing in your intelligence, the upkeep from there is endless. So in the long run, the success comes from continuously investing and reinvesting into your intelligence, into your inner experience, okay? Obviously, health is very important, but that's not what we're talking about in this. I want to talk about how I have managed to read more books and the biggest habit that I was able to do to break me through to the next level. So I had discovered that if I can read these books, my paradigm shift will change, and my life got better from that moment. It did. It absolutely started to improve and get better. And I would, instead of scrolling on my phone or watching movies, I literally didn't have a TV for a little while. Yes, I was that guy. And I just read books, and I read books, and I read books, okay? And then I realized, like, I hated reading. I was not a reader. Reading has never been the strong thing. I'm actually dyslexic, and reading took me a lot longer than most people. So I obviously went the next route, which is I learned that I can learn really well from audiobooks. Audiobooks take a lot of time. So what I figured out next is I figured out a way to get paid and make money and listen to audiobooks, or listen to YouTube, or listen to podcasts. And using this amount of time, I was able to make enough money to pay all my bills, but I was literally putting myself through my own intellectual Olympics, right? Intellectual gauntlet to learn as much as I possibly can. Now, here's the thing that most people fuck up about. They would start to learn things that don't actually relate to their current situation or their aspirations. And yes, it's good to dabble, but if you know you're going to go and become an artist, you should start reading books about being an artist. If you know you're going to go a business person, you should be reading books about business and be reading autobiographies about business and things that are in your wheelhouse, so that you can actually take those nuggets and have them be something important in your life and have that information. Okay, a lot of people will read all these books about physics and quantum physics and this, that, and the other thing, and that there is some senseless knowledge. I'll basically leave it at that. So you want to read books that are pertaining to your current situation so that you can use the information to make your current situation better. That's the thing I'm trying to get at. Just reading for the fact of reading, done. It's cool and I love it, and that's probably where a lot of people have to start. But if you're currently struggling with something, you should be reading books on overcoming that struggle, or watching YouTube videos on overcoming that struggle, so on and so forth. What I was trying to say is the best habit that I ever did for myself is I learned how to make money, quite a lot of money, while studying, while reading books, while listening to audiobooks. So I would literally read a book a day on audio, listening, not reading, but I would listen to a book a day. I would listen to podcasts. I would listen to things, and I taught myself how to learn. And the next step from that I learned to retain things is I would take notes on my phone, or I would take notes on a piece of paper of what I wanted to remember from what I studied, so that I'm not just losing it. And then I would also make these podcasts, not only be able to have the information come into my mind, but I would be able to regurgitate it out to you, but I'd be able to tell people what I learned. I never did good in school. I failed, barely graduated high school, barely. I would never would have graduated high school if I hadn't have gotten in a lot of trouble and then been forced to do nothing but school. So don't think I'm some high educated person, but I've been able to teach myself and invest in my own education. And it is the direct reason that I am becoming massively successful. That's all I wanted to say. That's the main thing. That's the biggest takeaway. Okay, so the best habit that I could ever give anybody, though, if you're struggling, is find a way to make money and be able to listen to audiobooks or study. Okay, it can be anything. Find a way. This is just if you're starting out. If you're already very successful, you need to be doing time management. Okay, and the other hacks that I've been doing is while I'm driving, don't listen to music. Listen to audiobooks. Okay, while I'm literally waiting or shopping at the store now, I'm listening to an audiobook. I don't need to talk to anybody in fucking Walmart, right? I'm listening to audiobooks. And I'm basically doing what I have to do, but I'm studying. Whenever you're doing mundane tasks, whenever you're doing the dishes, when you're doing mindless things, if you can just plug in that little bit of information, download, you're going to be able to invest in your intelligence, which is your experience in life, and you're going to learn how to control life better and become more successful, make more money. You know, it all starts in the mind, though. Right? That's the biggest thing. And I just really wanted to talk about this. I don't think I could ever stop talking about this, because this is what has made me a monster. I'm going to leave a massive legacy behind, and I want people to have a blueprint so that they can do it for themselves as well. And then the other thing, though, I mean, information is great to a point, but you also will get to the point like me where I've read every business book. Now I literally build businesses. The main thing is get into the the focus, get into the mindset, get into that world, and that will become your world. I studied relentlessly all the business books, everything about marketing, everything about sales, everything about systems, everything about building a massive business. I've read every single book and I've gotten into that world. And literally my entire life now is building businesses for people and helping people get access to money to build businesses. And then I wanted to learn about real estate. So I started reading about real estate. I dove into real estate. I guess the second hack that I ever learned, how to talk to people to get where I wanted to go. I studied all those businesses. I then decided I wanted to become a business coach, but instead of just going straight into business coaching, I kind of did that, but I found a mentor who was already a business coach and I got a job working for him, and I learned everything 10 times faster because I was literally thrown into the fires of business world having to scale these different businesses, right? Same thing with real estate. Actually, I wanted to become a coach, right? So I reached out to Tanner Chister. I was like, hey, I can't afford your program, but I'm ready to work. I'm ready to make it happen. And he basically gave me a chance doing sales. I got really good at sales. From the sales, I got into real estate because I was making so much money with sales. I needed to figure out. I met another mentor. I did sales for his real estate mentorship. I ended up becoming the real estate coach there. So basically what I'm trying to get at is, first you have to learn how to learn. Then you have to learn how to find people that are doing that and be of service to those people. Instead of spending $10,000 on a coaching program, reach out to somebody that has a coaching program that you want to learn about and ask them for a job. Work for them. Be of service to other people, and they will get you where you want to go. Figure out how to learn while you're doing a bunch of other stupid shit, because it comes down to time management. And the more that you invest in your intelligence, the more intelligent you are going to be, the better you are going to be connected to God, the better your life experience is going to be, the more you will understand the way that the world works, the way that people think, and how to get what you want out of life, which at the end of the day is happiness and joy and success. And you have goals that you want to achieve, you can learn how to achieve those goals, and then you just have to take action. And you have to get over your own bullshit, and you have to put your ego aside and truly master yourself. And then you can also get the added bonus of learning what other people have done to master their lives, to live the best life possible, and you implement what they teach you, and you don't stop until you get there. So that was a lot. I appreciate you. I hope you loved what I said. I want to talk to you more in the next one. Be sure to like, subscribe, give this a share, invest in your intelligence, have the intelligent advantage. That's the other thing is like, dude, life is fucking hard. You need every advantage possible. If anything, you just need the advantage. But if you never stop investing in your intelligence, you will live an amazing life. You can start today. It's never too late. And this is the way to financial freedom. This is the way to success. This is the way to happiness. This is the way to love. It's learning what others have done, figuring out how it works in your life, and taking action. I hope that was helpful. Again, I look forward to talking to you in the next one. This is Robert Lyon, the Lyon Show. Check out my links below for Credit Leverage X if you're trying to get some funding. Other than that, take care.